Hello there, ladies and gents. My name is Devon Dewey, and I am going to be talking to you about the axial skeleton. So, what is the axial skeleton? The axial skeleton, to put it simply, are the immovable bones. Unlike the arms or the legs, which you can flop around all willy-nilly, those would be considered part of the appendicular skeleton. The axial skeleton is made up of 5 parts: the skull, the ribs, the vertebral column, which is your back, the sacrum, and the coccyx. Let's go more in depth about your vertebrae. Here I have drawn one of the lumbar vertebrae, and there are 4 parts to every vertebrae. There is the body, which is where they all connect together, the transverse process, which goes all the way across, and a process, which is kind of like a sticky outy part, are the kinds that you can feel if you poke it. Then there's the vertebral foramen, which is a hole on the inside of your vertebrae. That's where your spinal cord goes. And then there's the spinous process, which if you run your hands along your back, you can feel that sticking out. There are 7 cervical vertebrae, and these are the vertebrae that make up your neck. I like to think they look kind of like Scrat from Ice Age. A good way to remember them is serial at 7. Next is your thoracic vertebrae, which make up your upper to middle back. The cervical connects at the top and the lumbar connect at the bottom. There are 12 of these vertebrae, and a good way to remember them are tacos at 12. I like to think these ones look like my crazy giraffe over here. Last but not least are the lumbar vertebrae. The thoracic vertebrae connect right here at the top, and the sacrum connects at the bottom. There are 5 of these vertebrae, and a good way to remember them is lasagna at 5. And these vertebrae just happen to look like a moose. The last part of your vertebral column is your sacrum, which is 5 vertebrae fused together into one. And then at the very, very bottom is your coccyx, which makes up your tailbone. I might as well continue with the animal theme, so your sacrum and your coccyx look like an elephant. Next are the ribs, which protect your heart and lungs, and there are 12 of them. 1 through 7 connect directly to the sternum and are considered true ribs. 8 through 10 don't connect directly to the sternum and are considered false, and then 11 through 12 are called floating. This little piece of cartilage is called the xiphoid process. Your skull is comprised of 16 different parts, so I'm not going to give you all of them, but here are the easy ones. These are your nose bones. These are your zygomatic bones and arches, which are your cheekbones. Your frontal bone is your forehead, and these 2 make up your jaws. Then you have your EAM, which is your external auditory meatus, or ear hole, and your mastoid process, which is that bump right behind your ear. Thanks for watching my presentation of the axial skeleton.